I've spent the last year putting the pieces of my life back together after I lost everything in my 6-figure marketing business. Yeah, I loved that agency. And now I'm taking my decade plus of traditional marketing experience, combining it with the latest online marketing techniques and starting again from scratch. The question is, how will I do it? With the new challenges like cash flow, debt, and no team. This podcast is here to give you the answer, so join me and follow along as I apply and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only the simplest, most uncomplicated methods. My name is Samantha and welcome to Marketing Launch Radio. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Launch Radio. Welcome to Marketing Launch Radio. I am here today with Marianne Daughtery. Now, you would never, I always say your name, right? And I'm like, did I say it right? Did I say it right? Did I say it right this time? Okay, good.
You're good. Say it however you want.
Marianne is one of my favorite people, ever. And I've met a lot of people. Marianne and I have, we have been through a very major personal development journey over the last 12 months, and really grown in the online space, taking offline businesses online. And Marianne works as a therapist, helping women like you and I make that shift through the mindset challenges. And that's one of the main reasons I have Marianne here today. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us here on Marketing Launch Radio.
Thank you, Sam. I'm so thrilled. I just think the world of you. Love you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I know. And I love the way women do business, right? Because we're able to still kind of bless each other and let each other know how we feel about each other and then jump right into business. So
I know. You're so right.
Let's go for it. You're a therapist, but yet I see that you're doing stuff in a Facebook group. You're doing marketing. You and I have been in multiple coaching programs and sessions together. What is this journey you're on, Marianne? What is this called? What is this?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Let's see. It's been quite a ride, right? I've been a therapist for a long time, and really, I turned 50 2 years ago.
Woohoo!
Yes. And I thought, I could easily do this for another 15 years. I have a 6-figure private practice. I don't take insurance, so it's private pay, which makes it so much easier. Mm-hmm. And I could do this, but there's just a piece missing. Like there's an isolation to just meeting one-on-one with women, and I've been doing it for so long. I'm just ready for a new thing. Mm-hmm. And the online space is such a beautiful opportunity to reach more women. Right now, I'm living in more of a rural community, so I want to have a bigger impact, right?
Yeah.
Help more women, basically.
Yeah.
Help more women be independent, financially, emotionally, but financially, being empowered.
Yeah.
Because, money is a tool. Money really is power and gives us the opportunity to do lots of things, lots of different things. So I didn't know what that meant, like a year and a half ago. I do a lot of coaching like things in my therapy, of course. So I felt like it would be a pretty easy transition. I'll just go online, like make it, they will come. And, I realize now how naive that was of me. Because it didn't work. Guess what? My website went up and crickets. And so I really made a very conscious effort to learn everything I could. And that started this journey of connecting with other influencers in the space. First, I started with other therapists who wanted to move into coaching.
Mm.
And that wasn't the best space for me.
Yeah.
Therapists, we like to pontificate a lot. We like to think about things. We like to think about every detail, and it wasn't really helpful. So I decided to go into a different space, and that is the space I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
And got hooked up with a lot of different people doing a lot of different things. I was
Mm-hmm.
very drawn to doing masterminds, retreats, group coaching online. I still do some one-on-one coaching, but that is really like my vision. And so it's best to go to the people who are actually doing what you want to do and learn
And
from
doing
them,
well,
right?
right?
Yes, and doing quite well. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And it really has been, oh man, every day is sort of outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And showing up and what that means, and not being afraid to reach out for help, because I have needed a lot of help doing this. But it's been fantastic.
It's amazing that you've made this transition. So what I just heard is, hey Sam, I thought my ideal client was one person, and then I found out it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Even though I had a passion for serving one person, I actually found my ideal client is somebody else. And I think it's Dan Henry. I was reading one of his books, and he was saying, hey, I have a passion for eating, but that doesn't mean it's going to make me any money, right? And that's kind of like me too. So you found, you moved beyond just your passion, and then identified the ideal client for you, right? And you've been doing that through group coaching, etc. Now, from our definition, and this is one of the things that we've probably learned in one of our programs together, that your ideal client really is the person that you love working with, the person that you can impact the most, and also the person who can pay you, because we're not running charities. And I heard you say, hey, you want to help women and you want to impact them and ultimately help them with economic freedom to make money.
Absolutely.
So how has that been going for you? Because sometimes as women, we have mindset issues and mental blocks when it comes to money.
As I did and still do, right? I'm a social worker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for me, going through my career, my first job out of grad school I was making minimum wage.
Yeah.
And social workers are supposed to be pious and to give. You're supposed to, and women, we're supposed to give and give and give.
Yes.
And, it unconsciously, we don't sort of realize we don't know how to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing I'm practicing, and always practicing, is receiving with love. Because honestly, accepting something from somebody else is an act of love.
Mm-hmm.
So the money piece is, there's so many nuances to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's what comes up a lot is imposter syndrome related stuff.
Imposter syndrome
for women.
Yeah.
And working through those issues and really kind of standing in your power and your confidence and knowing that I could really help this person, and the value that I give is really invaluable. But in order to have an exchange, you do need to put some kind of cost on it, because we all, we want abundance.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of like a
Yeah.
two-way street, right? We say we want abundance and then we give ourselves away, but we're not open enough to receive. So therefore, there can't be this kind of karmic flow, right? Or
Yes.
the flow just can't happen.
Yeah.
But Marianne, why do you think it is that as women, we have that big challenge, that we're so willing to give and then it's difficult to receive, whether that's receiving help, receiving money,
Hmm.
and not just receiving money as a handout, but actually receiving what we're worth for the services that
Yeah.
we bring to the table.
Yeah, so I think that I think it's human nature to kind of not even notice what our superpowers are, right? We just
Mm,
go along in life and do what we do. Um and girls are socialized to give. We're socialized to to make sure everything's okay, to look great doing it. There are a lot of mixed messages, right? Um, and it's it's really, really a huge shift that one needs to make to detach yourself from the transaction as well, right? Like
mm,
you won't ever hear me say charge what you're worth because you are priceless.
wow. Can you say that again?
You won't ever hear me say charge what you're worth because you as a human being are priceless.
Mm,
I think now you this is the opposite of what we see a lot in the space, right? Charge what you're worth, charge what you're worth. I think that blocks women.
mm,
Because if you don't feel you are truly worthy
yeah.
and you're telling yourself, charge what you're worth,
Yeah.
charge what you're worth, charge what you're worth, it's going to be very hard to recognize the value proposition there that
So,
you're giving.
okay. So if I'm not going to charge what I'm worth, what on earth am I going to charge, Marianne?
Good question. Good question. So, first of all, that can be a process, right?
Mm,
So I think that everybody has to do what they're comfortable with doing.
mm-hmm,
Now it's really important to understand the value that you are providing and to believe in it 110%.
mm,
So what I do as a psychotherapist, I believe is an invaluable, if I can help one person manage their anxiety better so they have a more enjoyable life for the rest of their life. I don't know how to put a price on that,
mm-hmm,
but it's
mm-hmm,
invaluable.
mm-hmm,
Really. I believe that.
mm-hmm.
So when I tell somebody, my fee is $225 an hour and we'll work together for at least 3 months because I know that that's what it takes if you do the work
Mm-hmm.
to get the best results.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But you're okay
But
with it now, though, right? You're okay with it.
oh, it
You're
took
okay.
me a while to get there.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I that I think that it's not it's it's a paradigm shift that we need to make. It's
Mm,
not about, okay, I need to come right out of the gate and charge $5,000 because that's what I'm worth. There are other factors to look at. How experienced are you?
mm,
How confident are you?
mm-hmm,
How much do you know about this topic?
mm-hmm.
um how much have you paid other people to help you? That's the other thing. Like, if I have invested in,
Oh my God.
and we both have invested in very high ticket. I mean, to me, they're very high. To other people, not that high, but it definitely a stretch.
Yeah, a stretch. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you think if I refused to work with people who I was paying that much to, I could stand in my purpose and with confidence ask another woman, this is my fee? No,
Yeah.
it would not come from a place of authenticity.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have never regretted any single cent I have paid to any of the coaches I've worked with.
So, Marianne, I mean, there are so many things that are coming up here with what you're saying, because one of the things, just based on the level of the investment that we've made, like I looked at it, and in the last 12 months, I've done close to $20,000. It's about 20. I didn't finish calculating it. $20,000 in investment in a time where I had no money, right? So I lost everything with my marketing agency. So in fact, I look back and I'm like, I don't even know how I made that happen, because I made a decision that I wanted to be in a different space, and it happened, right? But if you are going to make that decision, it has to start from this place, and then you have to decide how you're going to show up when you do get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there, I don't know, a mindset hack that you can help us with, one that gets us to the point where we say, hey, I'm priceless, and therefore I'm going to invest in myself as a priceless person, as a priceless tool, as a priceless gift to the world? That's the first part. Like, how do I get myself there? And then when I am making the investment, how do I make sure that I don't jeopardize it, so I can be comfortable saying, hey, it's $225 an hour, or, because it feels to me as if those, just from my personal experience, are two places where it's so easy to get stuck. First, getting yourself out of the quagmire, and then when you actually get there, making sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, you got to show up for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to bet on yourself and take risks and be decisive, like be decisive in your life. There is no guarantee. There's no guarantee. I've actually, I was thinking about going back and calculating how much I've spent this year on coaching. It's probably more than 20.
Mm-hmm.
And every single decision that I made that I don't regret, I made fairly quickly. I didn't now people make decisions differently. I'm a pretty decisive person, and I follow my intuition and my gut quite a bit. But there's no guarantee. I mean, nobody can tell you, yes, Samantha, if you give me $10,000, I'm going to double your money in 2 months, right? It's my responsibility.
I'd like them to, though.
I know. Wouldn't that be awesome? Right? Yeah. That'd be great. I mean, and I don't, and on the therapy side of things, I don't tell people I can make your anxiety. I can guarantee you that you will not have another panic attack after working with me for 3 months. I wish I could.
Yeah.
But I can't, because I can only control my part of the equation.
But this silver bullet mentality, right? This silver bullet mentality, I think, is a function of the world that we live in today. It's a function, unfortunately, of the marketing of some of these gurus and experts who really do want to make you feel as if you can do it instantly, or it's very easy to do. So I hear you. You're saying be decisive and make a decision. What stops us from making decisions? Because I know that sometimes I know the right thing to do, or I think I know the right thing to do, but I still don't do it. And it feels like something is standing in the way. And I've seen the same thing happen in my clients. Is that something that you've seen? And is that a mindset thing?
Yeah, I think it could be different things, but the one thing that up is self-doubt.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
The other thing that pops up, particularly for women, is we tend to show up for other people um, much more than we tend to show up for ourselves. So the person who you're, the woman who you're asking, or you're having a sales call with a woman, she's running. When you tell her the value, the cost, you get to that cost piece. She's thinking, oh, what's this going to mean for my son's college fund? What's this going to mean for my daughter's ability to play on her soccer league next summer? What's this, that we think about everybody else before ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We tend
Mm-hmm.
to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can get stuck in that indecision. Um, uh, do we believe we're worthy? Fear of failure, perfectionism, um, expectations that are just so unrealistic, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there are so many boxes to check there. And just before you and I came on, we were talking about perfectionism, because perfectionism is one of those topics that you speak about that I love hearing you talk about and see the approach that you take to that. And you and I have spoken about that on multiple occasions where, and I was sharing with you, one of my favorite quotes from you is, we're all recovering perfectionists, Samantha. We're all, once you're a perfectionist, we're all recovering perfectionists. It never goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, for me, I keep myself in check. Like whenever I find myself, spinning my wheels, or I have that kind of anxiety, oh my goodness, should I do it or not? Or, and that indecision, I'm able to call myself out on it and say, Samantha,
Mm-hmm.
stop that foolishness. That really is your perfection. So, Marianne, I feel like even just in talking to you, just this conversation is really cathartic, because I know for me, when I came into entrepreneurship, I didn't hear any women talking about this kind of thing. And so I felt like I had to be perfect and have it all together. And most of the time I had no idea what I was doing.
But you
But I
did it.
felt, but yeah, but I did
Yeah.
it. And I think this is the thing to do. And I see it in my course. I see it in my coaching clients, where I say to them, hey, don't wait until it's perfect. Just do something now. So I'd love, just, based on the expertise that you have, the experience that you've seen, and the time that you've worked with women, how can we just go do it? Just go do something and get into that momentum.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing to do is just notice the fear coming up.
Mm.
And I deal with this every day too, really. And notice what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe I set some time aside to um, investigate a little bit more, but I'm only going to let myself do that for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to post.
You mean I can't have a pity party for a whole day and then do no work? Really?
or like, the constant, like, consuming information. Like, that's
Yes.
my issue. That's one of my
Yes.
issues that I'm
Yeah.
constantly fighting. Like, I just need to look up one more article.
Yeah.
I just need to but the fact is, people tend to not expect nearly as much of you as you expect of yourself.
Mm.
So you can really have that in your head, like, and just notice that this is all like what's happening in your thoughts, and it's not actually what anybody expects of you, or nobody's going to like run away screaming because you screwed something up. But I think that's what we fear. We want to do our best. It comes from this place of wanting to do our best. And the problem is, it never feels good enough. And we have to learn to talk to ourselves in a different way and say, this is good enough. I gave myself time to investigate. I looked into things like that shiny object syndrome, right? I've done enough. Like, it's okay. I can put this out into the world. And the thing is, the more you do that and the more positive feedback you get, because you'll get positive feedback. And the more you train yourself to focus on that positive feedback, you will get momentum and it gets easier.
Marianne, this is awesome. You will get momentum and it gets easier the more you put it out there.
It does get easier.
I can attest to that. You know, when I first started going live, nobody was watching. Nobody. And then I may have had 2 people, the most I ever had in the time. And I went for about 3 months. There was maybe one day with 5 people, but that is actually the experience that got me. Somehow my lives came up on a few people's feeds. They asked me to come into their group to make a presentation. A little bit of the rest is history. That turned into me creating my course, and 5 figures later, here I am, and I want to help as many women to do the exact same thing. So I know that you can get into momentum and you can get unstuck and you can do it imperfectly, and you really may not know everything that you need to do, but it's about just-in-time learning. You learn what you need just in the time that you need it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to give you just one. This is a statement from a kind of therapy called acceptance and commitment therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You are in this moment right here, right now, because of all the many, many decisions that you've made in the past. Like you are sitting here telling me this story because of all those decisions that you made. You continued to do those lives even though nobody was watching. You kept showing up. Somebody noticed. One person asked you to come in their group. Another person asked you. You're 5 figures. You're helping other people. You've created these courses because of that choice you made a long time ago, every day or once a week or whatever it was, to keep showing up. That's what most people don't do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you never get to this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You want it, but you never get there because we don't see that all those little decisions that we make land us where we are today,
That alone has been very clarifying for me, and it's actually helping me think about the actions that I need to take this week. Because the power of the launch, Marianne, I believe that every woman has a powerful message inside of her that needs to be liberated, and an idea, a product, a course that needs to be launched, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that we are constantly reinventing ourselves, reimagining ourselves so that we are able to launch, because who I am today is very different than who I am next week, right? So what you've said there has been extremely valuable to me. I would love for my community to be able to find you, connect with you, and get more of your wisdom gems. How can we do that? Oh, and you have to share the special gift that you have for us today, because I just think this is super invaluable. Come on. The discovery call?
Oh. Like, wait, is it my money mindset reset? What workbook? What is it? Yes, everybody can, and I'll have to get you the link.
It's
my
okay.
calendar
I'll
link.
put it in the show notes. That's okay.
Okay. Yes. Schedule with me. We'll do a 30-minute call, get you through like one breakthrough. And I'd love to help and offer that to all your people who want to do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And then we can find you inside of your group. I love your group. Tell us about your Facebook group. Tell us about your community.
My community is called Secrets to Success for high performers and women entrepreneurs. And we are a group of women who support each other, show up for each other. We talk about mindset, balance, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, how to kind of bust through those things. So
all of those hot topics.
All of those hot topics. And I have a lot of, expert interviews in there.
Yeah.
Lots of valuable stuff. So I'd love to have anybody come join us. It's a big party. And we need good stuff going on in the world.
It really is a big party. I want to encourage you, if you're looking for community, especially now, go join Marianne's group. It's a fantastic community to be a part of. You also have great women in there who share their own insights. So I feel as if I can be very open inside of the space. It's kind of like a safe space. And it couldn't have been created by a better person. So I wanted to say thank you, Marianne. Thank you for everything that you do, for learning and then sharing what you learned, for transitioning and doing what you're doing on behalf of all of us who were looking on. I know for sure I'm going to keep cheering you on. I would love to have you inside of my group because I know there are women who could also benefit from what you have. So I'm making a public request to have you inside of my group, please.
I am in your group.
No, I mean for an interview.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You see, the thing is, what we've discussed today is really powerful. It's a really powerful message, and I would love not just for it to be here on this podcast, but also to be inside of the Launch Academy for Women Facebook group. So,
of course, I'll show up for you every day.
Aww.
You can, yes, anytime.
This is Marketing Launch Secrets, and I'm so happy to have had Marianne here. Oh God, Marianne, thank you. Just thank you. I look forward to having you inside my group. Thank you for being here. Everyone, the information for Marianne is going to be in the show notes. Don't you dare miss it. Marianne, one last question. If you were to tell me your superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I can very quickly identify your mindset blocks and help you get through them.
Yeah. Sounds like it's almost like bionic, like being bionic, like bionic seeing or something. Okay, cool. You can identify my mind blocks and get me through them. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's the kind of superpower.
I mean, if you're open to getting through them, there's that.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Yep.
I just love that this is a superpower because it's a superpower that I think I need to know somebody who has such a superpower. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marianne. Everyone,
Thank you,
this
Sam.
is Marketing Launch Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Bye.
If you're listening to this, then you're probably in one of two scenarios. Either you're a woman with a great talent who's ready to launch your personal brand, but isn't quite sure how to take the next step, or you're running your own business, you've got some marketing happening, ads going, and content. Maybe you've even got an agency, but things aren't clicking just right, and you're trying to tie all the pieces together. Well, if you want my help or just want to get an idea of what it's like to work with me, then just go to unlockyourbrandnow.com. I believe in simplifying marketing and making it a process that's very, very easy. But I'm also on a mission to help every woman that I can launch her personal brand or her business brand in 21 days or less. So go to unlockyourbrandnow.com and go check it out.